We love to touch base with Matthew Archbold because you never know what's on his mind, and we get the opportunity once a week to find that out.
And good morning, Matt. I wanted to ask you first and foremost, is there peace in your home and peace in your heart, brother?
Well, I'm going to take credit for something even larger than that.
Oh, nice. Okay. I like when you take credit for stuff.
Right. So I hadn't heard about this, praying the rosary for peace until just a few days ago. And then I started praying it. And then literally 2.5 days later, we have peace in the Middle East.
Well, now, here's the lesson you should have learned.
It wasn't until you joined it, yeah.
If you'd been listening to us every day as you should be, you would have known about it days ago, and we could have had this thing in place and already moving forward.
So here I'm getting blamed
right.
for violence in the Middle East.
That's right.
Well, it's so funny. Last night I read about this, and it's just so funny. The White House puts it out that we have the beginnings of a peace deal, right? And then Trump puts out, "Blessed are the peacemakers." And I was like, you're not supposed to put that out.
Yeah, right.
Let other people say
Yeah, right. He's not good at that part of it. Let's just say that.
It is so funny, just the things that he does. It's just like, oh, you did something so great, and then you went and then you did that. Okay.
I mean, I personally love the visual of him coming up to him, the Secretary of State, Rubio, coming to him and saying, very quietly, whispering in his ear and handing him a piece of paper as if it's something that should not be shared. And then Trump just immediately turns to the camera, reads it, and says, "Look, this is what's going on." Like, oh, why did he whisper it? He could have just said it out loud, I think.
Right, exactly. And then in other presidential news, a book publisher is paying Joe Biden $10 million for his presidential memoir.
Wow. My goodness.
And
$10 million.
It's clear to everyone he can't remember what he had for dinner the night before.
Right. What is going on
they're
with
going to give him $10 million. And I have a suggestion. Maybe the publisher should pay the auto pen to write the book.
Oh, my goodness, Matt.
That's quite a deal. You really got to make up a lot of stuff in order to get to $10 million, right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking, but here's the thing. I mean, just from an economic standpoint, is that book going to sell that many copies that it would be a good deal for a publisher to give him a $10 million advance?
No, in fact, that's one of the biggest scams going, is that it's just a scam. They give that kind of money to them and it just circles back to them, through NGOs and nonprofits, and it's just there's no possible way that memoir makes that kind of money, unless there's something wildly explosive in it, and maybe inadvertently true,
Well, I'll tell you, that's quite a deal to negotiate. I wonder if Trump negotiated that for him. He really got a lot of bang for that.
Yeah, right. I'm working on a book, and I'm kind of shopping around publishers, and I did ask about it in advance, and the guy said, "Look, I wouldn't even take you to McDonald's over this thing, let alone give me a
right. You don't even get it supersized. Yeah. You don't even get the toy.
Yeah,
that's right. Meal.
Yeah, if I have a coupon, one for buy one get one free, I still wouldn't give the free one to you." That's what he was saying to me.
So I was reading LifeSite. You ever read that? It's a good resource. And they had an interview with an author, Louise Perry. She wrote a book about why the sexual revolution has failed so many people. And it was so interesting because she writes it from a secular standpoint, just facts. And when she was asked on the beginning of her, pushing the book, she said, no, I'm a complete agnostic. I'm just looking at the facts on the ground here. But she said the more she talked about it, the more she wondered to herself, if Christianity is sociologically correct, doesn't it stand to reason that it's probably also supernaturally so?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And so it's funny how that can happen nowadays. So many people come in through the supernatural door, but it's interesting when you see someone coming in the other door saying, "Hey, wait a second. If the facts on the ground are this way, it's probably right. It's probably true." And I just found it so interesting. And now she's a Christian.
Oh, wow. So, through that process.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and I have to say...
But it's all connected, isn't it? I mean, that's the thing.
I have to say, like, if I were somehow to discover, absolutely without any shadow of a doubt, that God didn't exist, and I lived my life for God, and there is no God, I wouldn't change a single thing about my life. Not a single thing. I've loved every single second of serving God, of living out this life in service of Him and of His people. It's a reward all of its own, let alone what awaits us when this life is over, which I also know to be absolutely true.
And the joy of it is because it is real, and the impact of living this way leads you to graces that you wouldn't know otherwise. That happiness, and I know, when I was in college for years, I thought I was the center of the universe, and now it turns out I'm just slightly off center. It turns out.
Yeah.
Slightly off is the better descript.
But it's so much nicer not being the center of the universe. There's just so much less responsibility, when you can leave that up to God, and He will take care of it as long as you live your life the right way. And I'm so much more happy and joyful than I was before I was a true believer.
Now, look, this life is not without frustrations, right? I'm already seeing responses to the Holy Father's new apostolic exhortation. And I always think about this because I know that there are important things to us, particularly in the United States of America. As citizens of the United States of America, we have this list of concerns, this list of thoughts and ideas. And we forget, I think, sometimes that the Pope is the Pope, and he is speaking to a worldwide audience, and the things that are important in the church have always been important in the church, particularly the poor. And so it shouldn't come as a surprise that is his focus for this first apostolic exhortation.
I 100% agree. When those words come, we can't look at it as something coming across the wire, commenting on the daily politics that fill our lives, and that's one of the sad parts of this 24/7 messaging. Everything becomes politics because it's in your phone, it's on the TV, it's on your car radio, it's on the computer. Everything is just barraging with politics, but the truth isn't about politics. The truth is we should love each other. We should care for the poor. We should care for the needy. Mm-hmm. That's not a political stance.
That's right. Matt Archbold, CreativeMinorityReport.com. Check that out. Have a great day, Matt. Thanks.
God bless.